Hey everyone, I'm Mike.
And I'm Nate.
And we are...
Popcorn and Powerups. That was way too loud. Let's run it again.
Nope, because this time we're doing a special Season 1 bonus episode. Almost like an after credits episode of our Season 1.
True.
So we're going to do something a little different this time, Nate.
Okay.
I thought you were going to ask me
what would be that difference. I'm just giving
We're going to just talk about what it's like to make this podcast and our experience doing it in Season 1. And I'm going to try and do this as unedited as possible. We're going to clip everything for sure, but I'm not going to do as many cuts. We're not going to do any of that stuff. We're just going to chat about what it was like making Season 1
of Popcorn and Powerups.
So stay tuned and listen in for a little behind the scenes as we chat about our first ever season of podcasting together.
And its origins.
So Nate, why don't we start with where the idea for our podcast came from? Kind of like an origin story for our podcast.
Kind of like an origin story.
So where did our podcast idea come from, Nate?
So one day I was in school and I was doing this thing called iReady. I don't know if you've heard of it, but
what is it?
So basically, it's either reading or math. You could pick it. You could pick a path, reading or math. And so that day I chose reading because I was in my homeroom teacher's class, which was ILA reading and ILA writing. And so one of the lessons that was on it was about a podcast.
Okay.
And I thought, my dad loves podcasts.
I do.
Maybe we could do a podcast together.
Yes. What a great idea that was.
So that's where the idea came from. And then I came home that day, walked back home from school, and pitched the idea to my dad.
Yep, you pitched it all right. So then we had to come up with like an idea for our podcast, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember kind of how the idea came about? Because I don't remember anything. My memory's shot.
First, I don't really remember a lot about that too, but mostly we got I had video game movies as an idea, so I had a whole list of them, like Sonic's 1 through 3, the Mario movie, Minecraft movie, and a bunch of others. But we ended up choosing a name for the podcast at that time was Popcorn and Perspectives. Huh. But then we realized, well, there's a lot of movies, we might run out eventually, so why not make it about movies and video games?
Sure. That was a great idea.
And that's how we came up with the name Popcorn and Powerups.
Awesome. Yep, I remember that. Vaguely. Then
that was back in April.
Yeah.
August.
And so that was a good idea. And for me, I already had a YouTube channel called Nate's Dad the Gamer.
Yeah.
That I posted pretty regularly on for about a year and then kind of stopped posting because things got busy.
And I was actually on that for a couple episodes. Search up Nate Plays on Nate's Dad the Gamer.
Yeah, we had a couple. But so I had done some video editing and I'm like, well, how much harder could it be to do audio editing? So I thought maybe it'd be fun to do this with you. What a great idea. And
then we have done a lot of different movies and video games, like when we got our Nintendo Switch 2 or when we did the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. So so Nate, why don't we talk about our favorite part of our podcast so far in Season 1?
All right. Favorite Season 1 part.
Yeah, okay. What's the favorite part of your podcast?
So, my favorite part of the podcast that we have done in Season 1, well, my favorite part was probably when we were doing Sonic 3, but that's just my favorite Sonic movie.
Yeah.
And also favorite movie of all time, but I forgot what I was
Hello?
going to say. I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, that's good because I'm not going to edit much for this, so everybody gets to hear the real you.
Please, no. No.
So for me, I'm going to actually point to a specific favorite part. I actually liked Sonic 3 as an episode. I think we did really well with that one.
Yeah.
And my favorite part, I think, was when I cracked you up making a joke. And you just wouldn't stop laughing. Like, so this is where like my editing comes in handy because I'm clipping out all kinds of reactions just like he's doing right now, where he's just giggling, losing it, and like, so I'm like, you know what, this is going on forever.
I don't even remember that laugh. So
yeah, I
don't even remember the laughing bit.
I edited in the Squidward 2 hours later or whatever, 3 hours later.
Yes, you did. What episode was that?
Sonic 3.
That was Sonic 3?
Yeah. He's also always this absent-minded when I just said we were doing Sonic 3 unedited like 30 seconds ago or whatever it was. So that was my favorite part. I had a blast. You were clearly having a good time.
Yeah, I gotta go on Spotify and listen to Sonic 3.
Yep. So that brings me to Spotify, right? So when I did my YouTube channel, like, you know where you're publishing your videos. It's on YouTube. But I had no idea how to publish a podcast. I listened to a lot on like iHeartRadio. I listened on the Apple Podcast app and Spotify sometimes. Yeah. But I had no idea how to publish a podcast. So I just Googled how do you publish a podcast, and then I found Spotify for creators lets you publish podcasts. They're basically like an RSS feed.
That's cool.
That you could put podcasts on.
I have no idea what an RSS feed is.
I should look up what that's.
Yes,
it's a feed that podcasts go in. So
okay then.
So I went with that because we already have a Spotify account.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, well, I'll use that. And now that's why we're on Spotify to start. Although we're going to be in season 2. Spoiler alert: we're going to be moving some of our podcasts to YouTube. Either via there.
We already moved like 3 episodes to YouTube.
Yeah, but I haven't announced it yet officially to let people know. True. So you'll see that in kind of our season 2 intro, our premiere and intro episode. We'll talk about that. But so Spotify kind of is where we're starting, and we're hoping to expand it. Yeah,
and one thing about that, for some ideas for a season 2 starter episode was Happy Gilmore 2. And I would have only got that idea because, well, it's got a 2 in its name, and my dad works for... Sorry. Cut that part, please. Cut.
Nope, not cutting anything. We're going to leave personal details out of it. And let the listeners... he's fighting me right now. And let the listeners wonder what you were talking about. Which is fine. Which is fine. I won the fight. So Nate, let's talk about...
You lost the fight. So
no, let's talk about...
Just log in.
Let's talk about your least favorite part of doing the podcast. What do you like the least about doing this podcast so far?
What do I like the least?
Thinking hard?
Yes, I am thinking very, very hard at the current moment.
You just love everything about doing this podcast? There's nothing that you're like, oh, I don't want to do this part.
I mean, well, at some points, like, it can be very, like, annoying to just get a whole part out. So
luckily, there's usually editing, except for this episode, which I'm not really editing that
seriously. You gotta edit a few parts out, okay?
This is a special uncut, unedited, little bit cut, but not edited version of our podcast for the listeners, behind the scenes. So you're gonna have to suck it up, boy. For me, the hardest part about the podcast, I mean, you could say like sitting down to do a recording.
Yeah, because we typically do like hour-long sessions.
Yeah. But not this one. But it can be tough because it's like, all right, well, we want to do a given movie. It's like, all right, well, now when you're doing a movie, that means, okay, I need to spend, whoever's doing the synopsis has to spend an hour writing down a synopsis or whatever. Whoever's doing the cast notes and the trivia and behind the scenes, you have to sit down and write that stuff out so you can talk about it. And then you have to find time to sit down and do the recording. Then you have to find time to edit the recording afterward. And then you have to find time to post the recording.
That was basically what I was trying to say earlier.
Yes. So that, for me, that's all, it's kind of natural for doing a podcast. So I think every podcaster would probably say something like that, where like, all right, finding the time to do all the things it takes to put a podcast together is a tough part. But I would say for me specifically is I'm always worried about the sound quality. So like if we go closer to the mic and it gets a little bit louder, or if we go too far from the mic or lower our voice,
where it's like this.
Yep, where it's like that. It gets tough because I'm not a great editor, sound guy, so I'm not sure of all the ways to kind of make that easier on our listeners. So I'm always like, oh boy, when I publish this, are we going to hit our people in the car driving along with this big loud audio spike, or are they going to have trouble hearing? Then they're going to turn up their volume, and then we get too loud. So that I'm like perpetually worried about that as a podcast editor.
Ooh, I just came up with something that we should do. We should do some goofs from our episodes.
We don't have any goofs.
Well,
our episodes are all perfect.
I don't believe they are. There's one specific goof that I remember.
Oh yeah? Behind the scenes. Here we go.
In season 1, episode 1 of our podcast,
we
Sonic
only had
the
one
Hedgehog
season.
1.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I know that, Dad. We're having season 2 soon. Her dirt. So, something funny that I remembered was... So I was quoting some lines from Sonic the Hedgehog 1, and Sonic likes the word guac. And so I was like, guac, guac, guac. And then, you know what he did? He added an accent to my dad.
Oh, okay.
My father.
Not Sonic.
My father with gel on his head here.
Go on.
My father added an accent to make it sound like guac, guac, guac.
I didn't save that clip.
You very much did not. We definitely should have re-recorded it for this episode.
Yep. That's true. Are there any other little behind-the-scenes tidbits you want to share with our listeners?
I'm thinking. No, not really.
Nice. So for me, let me just describe our, actually, kind of our coolest, I think our coolest thing that we did this season. Not necessarily my favorite part. I mean, I liked it a lot. It was a ton of fun. But I thought the coolest thing we did was recording a Discord call so we could have my sister as a guest.
Yes, we did. Yes.
On the podcast.
That was pretty cool.
That was neat. I had a lot of fun with that one. And it took some creativity to figure out how to get that to work.
That was kind of hard to figure out, it was hard for him to figure out.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, that's all I got kind of for behind the scenes. Do you have anything, Nate?
I mean, no, not really.
All right. So listeners, that's it for our kind of bonus episode.
Wait. I want to add one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
We should tell them, the beautiful listeners of ours.
How do you know they're beautiful? It's because we only have like 3 or 4, so you know how they all look.
Yes,
I get it.
I know how they all look. Our beautiful listeners, we should tell them some of our future episodes and series.
You don't want to leave that as a surprise? What if we don't pull it off?
Just gonna give them like a few.
All right.
Like some ones that we might have already recorded.
All right. Listeners, so here's some things you can expect in season 2.
Something you can expect is a solo popcorn series for me. Not popcorn. What?
I know, I do that too.
Now I'm you. Now I'm him. Now I am him. So, a Power-Ups series that you might expect from me is a Fortnite series. So basically, I'll be doing like how Fortnite started and what made it the beautiful Battle Royale game it is today.
Okay.
And you can also expect a theater reaction to Fantastic Four First Steps.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And I hope we do Happy Gilmore 2. Happy Gilmore 2 is a maybe. And you can also expect K-pop Demon Hunters.
All right. That sounds exciting. Hopefully our listeners are looking forward to that.
Oh my god, I just felt like Kevin Feige announcing that RDJ would be playing Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday.
How did you know what he felt like? I don't think you know what he's
He was
going.
announcing a bunch of stuff I watched someone's recording of the entire thing.
Nice. All right, listeners, so that is our special bonus episode, behind the scenes a little bit, unedited, slightly cut, not edited podcast of Popcorn and Powerups. I hope you enjoyed our first season. Look forward to season 2 coming out soon to a podcast feed named Spotify near you, or on YouTube, which we will announce in our season 2 first episode. Until you hear us again, we are
Popcorn and Powerups. Have a good night.
Popcorn and Powerups is a production of Popcorn and Powerups Media, a totally fake podcast network. All ads are complete nonsense unless otherwise stated.